So here's a question for you. We live in a world with tons of programming languages, right? Some are brand new, some are super trendy. So why would you still bet on a classic like Java? Well, let's find out.
But before we get into the nitty-gritty, just stop and think about your day for a second. What's the one invisible thread that connects almost all the technology you've already touched?
For starters, it's probably right there in your pocket. Those apps on your Android phone, that game you played on the train, the social media app you scroll through, yeah, a huge chunk of the entire Android world is built on Java. And it's not just your phone. Think about that ATM you stopped at. You know, those super secure, super reliable systems that banks literally bet their business on? That's classic Java territory.
And what about the stuff you don't even see? The giant back-end systems for huge e-commerce sites, or the software that runs global companies. All that heavy lifting? You guessed it. That's the big reveal. From the phone in your hand to the biggest data centers on the planet, the answer is Java. It's been one of the most powerful and unstoppable forces in the tech world for decades. Which brings us to the real question, right? How did it get so big? What's the secret sauce that gives it this incredible staying power?
Well, it really all boils down to this one absolutely brilliant idea. Write once, run anywhere. If you understand this one phrase, you understand the magic of Java. So how's that even possible? It's actually pretty genius. A developer writes their code, right? But here's the trick. Instead of compiling it for a specific computer, like a Mac or a PC, Java compiles it into this universal middleman language called bytecode. And that bytecode can be understood and run by any machine that has something called a Java virtual machine. Just think about that for a second. It's total freedom. It means you're not trapped making an app that only works on Windows or only on a Mac. Nope. You write it one time, and that piece of code can live anywhere. It's a game changer. Okay, so the idea is awesome. But how far did this run anywhere concept actually go? Just how big is the Java world? Well, the real number is kind of mind-blowing. 3 billion. Let that sink in. That's not a typo. That's roughly how many devices out there are running Java right now. We're talking everything from massive cloud servers to the tiny chip in your credit card. The scale is just wow. And here's the key takeaway from that number. Java isn't just a programming language anymore. It's way beyond that. It's a massive, stable, global ecosystem that the world's biggest companies have built their businesses on. All right, so it's a giant ecosystem. That's great. But let's bring it back to you. What does all this history and all this scale actually mean for someone who wants to build things today? It means opportunity, a ton of it. Learning Java isn't just for fun. It's a direct line to some of the hottest jobs out there. You could be building the powerful websites people use every day, creating the next big Android app, or designing the mission-critical systems that huge corporations can't live without. When you put it all together, learning Java is like being handed a key. It's the key that lets you build the strong, scalable, and secure systems that, let's be honest, our entire modern world runs on. So the question really isn't why should I learn Java anymore? I think we've covered that. The real question is, with all this power and all this reach, what are you going to build next?